someone else will help. How the bystander effect can make you a silent witness. The chilling reality of the bystander effect is that it can turn a crowd into silent witnesses. This leaves those in need vulnerable to harm. Fortunately, though the bystander effect can be powerful, there are ways to overcome it. Start by being conscious of the effect. Realize that you might feel less compelled to act if you're in a group. Remind yourself that your help is important. Take the lead instead of waiting for others to act. When you step in to help, others are then more likely to follow, which can create a chain reaction of helpfulness. If you see someone faint or get hurt in public, use this tactic. Single out a person in the crowd. Instead of calling out to everyone, be specific by asking a particular person for help. For example, you might say, "You, in the white shirt, please call an ambulance." This makes it clear who should act and how. Such a specific request is much harder to ignore. To fight the bystander effect, don't just stand by and watch. Take action, and others will stand by you.
Welcome back, everyone, to English for You. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
So, Elsie, we learned that the bystander effect means people are less likely to help in a crisis when other people are around. It's like a group project where no one wants to take charge.
Everyone waits for someone else to act, but that's not great in an emergency, right?
Right. And the more bystanders, the less responsibility anyone feels. They think probably like, someone else will just jump in and take care of it.
So how do we fix this? Start a step up or stay down movement?
Yeah, maybe. But let's first learn about how this works and what we can do. Our article jumps off by saying, the chilling reality of the bystander effect is that it can turn a crowd into silent witnesses. So there we see the adjective chilling, which means frightening, especially because it is connected to something violent or cruel. An example sentence we could say, the chilling sound of the wind blowing outside made everyone feel uneasy.
Chilling 这个形容词是令人胆寒的或是令人担心的。那 witness 这个名词就是犯罪或是事故的目击者。所以课文说啊，旁观者效应的可怕现实是它能将群众变成 silent 沉默的目击者。
Right, and so if everyone's being a silent witness, what happens to those that need help? Our article says, this leaves those in need vulnerable to harm. And there we see the noun harm, which means injury or damage done to someone or something. An example we could say is, he was worried that the typhoon would cause harm to the old trees in the park.
Harm 这边当名词使用是伤害或危害。我们可以说 do 或是 cause harm to somebody or something， 那就是对点点点造成伤害。那这个 to 是一个介系词哦，所以你后面要加上是名词，就像是课文里面这边说到的 vulnerable to harm， 这个 to 也是一个介系词。那另外 vulnerable 这个形容词就是脆弱的或是易受伤的，所以 be vulnerable to something or somebody， 那就是易受点点点影响或是伤害，所以这使得那些需要帮助的人容易受到伤害。
Well, I want to be helpful, so what can I do? What could we do? Well, our article jumps in by saying, fortunately, though the bystander effect can be powerful, there are ways to overcome it.
Overcome, 那就是克服。
And how do we do that? Our article says, start by being conscious of the effect. Realize that you might feel less compelled to act if you're in a group. So we see the adjective conscious. It's to be aware of and be able to think about something. An example sentence we could use would be, as the presentation began, he was conscious of the audience's eyes on him, making him feel both excited and nervous.
Conscious 形容词，意识到的，察觉到的。Conscious of something 意识到或是察觉到某事物。那如果是相反字的话，字首加上 u and unconscious， 好，那就是没有意识到的，没有知觉的。那另外我们看到的 compelled 这个形容词是感到被迫或是有必要去做某事。Feel compelled to do something， 感到有必要或是不得不做。所以说啊，幸运的是，尽管旁观者效应的影响可能很大，但仍然有方法可以克服它哦。首先就是要意识到这个效应，意识到说呢，如果你身处一个群体当中，你可能会感到不那么迫切的想要行动。
So our article's trying to tell us, right, snap out of it. You kind of gotta get out of that group mentality and realize that be conscious of the things that are happening around you. Our article then continues by saying, remind yourself that your help is important. Take the lead instead of waiting for others to act. And there we see the phrase, take the lead. It's to be the first to start doing something or to be the most active in doing something.
Take the lead 是带领，所以要提醒自己，你的帮助是重要的，主动出击，而不是去等着别人行动。
Jumping back to our article, it says, when you step in to help, others are then more likely to follow, which can create a chain reaction of helpfulness. There we see the phrase step in. It is to intervene or become involved in a situation. I mean, I just had this not too terribly long ago. I had to step in to make sure nobody would fight.
Ooh, were you the first one to react?
I was the first one to react. It was about a scooter driver and a car driver. They stopped on the side and I stepped in to make sure that no one would fight. So I had to step in.
Good for you. 所以 step in 是干预或是介入。那这边我们还看到了今天的 language in focus. Let's take a look. 在今天的 language in focus 当中，我们要看到的是关系代名词 which 的非限定用法。关系代名词 which 所带领的非限定形容词子句，用来补充说明前方的先行词。which 前方需加上逗号与先行词分隔。这个用法呢有两种类型。第一个，先行词是完整的句子，代表一整件事情，像是课文里面的逗号 which 代表就是当你出手介入助人，帮助人的时候，那么他人便更可能会仿效这一件事情。那另外给同学们的例句是 He didn't buy a birthday gift for his girlfriend. 逗号 which makes her really mad. 所以就是说啊，这个 which 代替前面他没有买礼物给女朋友的这件事。那这件事造成了什么结果呢？让女朋友非常的生气。那第二个，先行词如果是单一名词或片语的话，并且具有独一无二的特性的时候，也会用到逗号加上关系代名词 which。所以像是呢 Taipei 101 which is located in Taipei City attracts lots of tourists every year。 这边呢我们用到的独一无二的这个专有名词就是 Taipei 101。 所以在说呢台北101就是坐落在台北市，每年呢都吸引了好多的观光客。
So it is important to step in or to intervene, even if maybe it's not a big situation. At least you're giving that person the respect that they deserve by saying, hey, are you okay? Or even if they don't want it and they feel embarrassed, at least you're giving that to make sure that others see you to know that maybe help is needed or even not needed. So jumping back to our article, everyone, it says, if you see someone faint or get hurt in public, use this tactic. We see the verb faint in that sentence. It's to lose consciousness for a short time, usually because of not having enough blood flow to the brain. So example sentence, we could say she felt dizzy and was afraid she might faint while sunbathing on the beach.
Faint 这个动词是昏厥或是晕倒。Tactic 这个名词则是方法、策略或手法。所以课文这边呢提醒我们，如果你在公共场合看到有人晕倒或受伤，你就可以使用这个 tactic， 使用这个策略。
And what are some other tactics that maybe we could use? So we know, to step in to make a chain reaction by stepping in for other people to see you, but what's maybe another tactic? Well, our article says, single out a person in the crowd. Instead of calling out to everyone, be specific by asking a particular person for help. So there we see the phrase single somebody or something out, which is to choose one person or thing from a group because they are better, worse, or more important than the others. An example sentence, the coach decided to single out the players who showed the most improvement.
Single somebody or something out, 那就是挑出或是选出。So I could say, oh, I want the man that's blonde and in a black t-shirt to help.
Right. Yeah. By you singling that person out, you're saying you're calling directions to what he looks like and the specific things that he's wearing. You're singling that person out. And there we see also call out. And to call out is to shout something, especially to get someone's attention. So like what you just said, the blonde man with the black shirt, you're calling him out. An example sentence, we could say, she had to call out to her friend across the street because she was about to get hit by a bus. Say, oh, hey, you over there, stop running, there's a bus coming, right?
Yeah, 所以 call out 就是大声喊叫、大声呼叫。所以课文这边讲到说，把某个人从群众中挑出来，与其对所有人大声呼喊，不如就直接向特定的人请求协助。所以这个特定的我们用到 particular 这个形容词，我们请 Adam 解释一下。
Okay, well, particular is an adjective. It's used to emphasize one specific person, thing, or type, not others. So an example sentence using particular, we could say, the chef is known for his particular style of cooking, which combines traditional Taiwanese methods with modern flavors.
Particular 这个形容词就是特定的或是某一个的。那所以这边呢，课文也有提供给我们一个例子哦。There is an example provided.
Right. It says, for an example or for example, you might say, you in the white shirt, please call an ambulance.
例如呢，你就可以说穿白衬衫的先生，请帮忙叫救护车。那穿白衬衫的先生就躲也躲不掉了。
And this actually, gets that person's attention. And our article says, this makes it clear who should act and how. Such a specific request is much harder to ignore. There we see the word request, which is a noun. It's an act of asking for something, a thing that you formally ask for, such as an example sentence we could say for that word, we could say, her request for extra time on the assignment was granted by the teacher.
Request 这边当作名词使用，是要求，是请求。One's request for something， 那就是呢某人对某事的要求、请求。课文说这样能够清楚地表明谁应该要采取行动以及怎么做，这样子具体的请求呢更难以忽视 and the person cannot say no to that, right?
That's a good thing. When you're specific about that request, you in the white shirt, I need your help, call the ambulance or call 911, that person will say, oh, me? Yes, I'm wearing white. Yes, okay, it's my responsibility. I'll take responsibility to call that. Jumping back to our article is, to fight the bystander effect, don't just stand by and watch. Take action, and others will stand by you. So we see the phrase stand by. It's to do nothing, to help or support someone in difficult situations. So you can stand by, which is to do nothing, to help or to support someone in difficult times or situations. Then we see stand by somebody, which is to remain loyal and support someone. An example sentence, we could say, he chose to stand by his friends during the tough times, offering support whenever they needed it.
Stand by 是袖手旁观或是支持挺某个人。那如果你看到的是 stand by 后面又加上一个人的话， stand by somebody 那是支持或是挺某人。那要对抗旁观者效应，不要只是站在一旁观看，采取行动，其他人也会支持你的。
All right, so this brings us to the end of our article. Now, will you be a bystander and let things slide, or will you be active and participate in someone that needs help? And that's kind of gets us to our For You chat question. What are some other ways to encourage people to help when they might ignore a problem? So what are some other things that we could maybe do or help get rid of this bystander effect?
Oh, maybe we can show others how to help by stepping in ourselves.
Okay, so you're saying lead by example?
Mm-hmm.
So show others how to help by stepping in for yourself?
Yep.
Okay. We could also, like it said in the book, in the article, make it personal. You can ask specific people to help so they feel also more responsible. What's another one you think we could also do as a community?
As a community, probably we can use posters or campaigns to remind people to act in emergencies.
Right, yeah. You could use signs that say, hey, in the MRT, if you see something, act. And we could also always offer training on how to respond to, difficult situations. So those are some of the things that we thought of. What are some other things that might encourage people to help when they might just ignore the problem? Well, everyone, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you liked this article. My name is Adam.
And I'm Elsie. 听完今天的节目还学得不够尽兴吗？欢迎到空中家教和老师练习哦。Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Chilling. The chilling discovery of some human bones in the forest raised many questions among locals. Harm. Typhoons can be very dangerous, so stay inside to keep yourself away from harm. Conscious. Marcella is conscious of the way people keep looking at her because she's so tall. Faint. Tim is afraid of spiders, so when he saw a big one, he fainted and fell on the floor. Particular. The store didn't have the particular style of sweater I wanted, so I'll have to order it online. Request. Steve made a request for some time off work for a vacation, which his manager accepted.
智慧小补帖
Witness. Vulnerable. Overcome. Compelled. Tactic.